him? Oh, that's the call.
Hey, how you doing? Tyler, nice to meet you, young man. Okay. Is that your boyfriend? The co-workers, man. What's good, and I'll be running ladies' night. We got ladies' night at the O'Brien Center tonight. It's basically, you feel me? We got the gym time set aside so they can come in here just for them on Monday nights. You know what I'm saying? Also too, if y'all got kids, middle school to high school, send them up here. We got fitness and mentoring. We be going down here right now. We just want to post up for now. You know, it's like that, y'all. One step after the other, man. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's all I've been trying to tell y'all is really is one step and the next one. You know, until the journey done. That's really all I can say about it, because when it comes to wanting for yourself, you gotta understand there is no desire. You know, you are your greatest self, but you gotta show that to yourself with actions, though. You know, the talk is one aspect of it. It can charge things, but the actions is what's going to make the difference for yourself. You know, that's what I've been trying to tell y'all. You know, it's really you versus you. You know what I'm saying? You versus you. Y'all see it. Damn home. I'm going to park it real quick. I'm going to park it right quick. Ooh, nice. Ooh, you nice. What I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? One step at a time, okay? Because it's so easy to get overwhelmed, you know what I mean? It just be so much, like you might even start off having like, you know what I'm saying, type good day, that type of shit, all the right vibes, right? Man, if shit get to going too crazy, how you gonna be feeling? You know what I mean? Like, it's part of the journey. You gotta keep that shit in mind. At the forefront of your mind, you know, because the world is plenty with distress. It's plenty, you know, and if you ain't got pillars to stand on, if you ain't got a good foundation, man, that shit just trying to pull you down, you know. This shit really just trying to pull you down. Oh, hold on. Trigger warning, seizure warning. Hold on, my bad, y'all, hold on. Hold on, I'm Yo, what's good, everybody? Just got home. Peace be to you. Peace to you and yours. You feel me? Just got home from the job. Yeah, beautiful day. We took advantage of the day today. I got probably like 30 pages read. Definitely worked out. Got some mentoring in with the kids. You feel me? Cool day. I can't be mad at it. I'm not mad at it. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk to y'all about, though. I was thinking about it while I was up there. I'm like, yeah, I want to holler at the gang about this. So, before I get into that, man, y'all seen that Luka trade? They hot. Yeah, man. Oh, hold on, let me grab my phone. Okay. Oh, yeah. I think I was talking about this earlier in the video. I've been trying to work on like putting clips together rather than just doing one take. Just messing with some some ways of expressing the shit. So for one, I want to talk about taking advantage of every moment and making it count. Okay, and what do that mean for real? See, because every second that passes by, it's another moment to be greater. You feel me? It's another moment to be greater. And that's what we're doing here. Becoming greater every day, you know? And sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you get caught up in the matrix and shit, but don't judge. Try to remember not to judge yourself so much. But also, don't just be content with being on bullshit, you feel me? Like, don't ever get content with that at all. Like, in any way. Okay, because what you should be doing is striving and improving if you want to live, you know what I'm saying, the kind of life you want to live and eventually make it out this bitch. Because that's what all this shit is about, you know? So I want to, like, let everybody know, you know what I'm saying, who've been coming through. There's going to be a lot of discussions coming and things like that as far as, like, where the world's headed in the public eye. But let me just let everybody know, you ain't got to worry about that shit. If you're moving in a higher sphere, you already know you don't got to worry about certain shit. But what you do have to do is be aware, okay, of where you at, what's going on, and stay prepared, because in this world, like, you know, we see a lot of people tell you things that can make a lot of good sense. It sound good, but when you apply it, it don't work out as good. Sound good doesn't work out as good though, you know. And it's important to, like, put that shit in check, because some of that shit, even though it don't work the way you want it to, when you want it to, it still has its applications, okay? It still has its uses. And you got to find out for you what that is. What gets you going? What gets you, you know what I'm saying, in a day-to-day, not just on the weekend or something when you smoking, you drinking, you turned up. Now, I ain't talking about that. How can you get turned up in your day-to-day motions? You know, how can you get turned to where you giving and enjoying the most and getting the most out of what you putting in and getting back, you know? You did, like, figure that out for yourself. For a lot of us, it's really just as simple as not being so hard on ourselves. You know, being mindful, right? Like, be mindful, be aware, you know what I mean? Be mindful. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to share love, family, to spread love, you know? You see somebody you don't know, say hello. You know what I mean? Like, it's okay to be positive, but at the same time, you have to learn who deserve that energy for real, right? Because they've taught us to just give it out. And if you don't, then you like an asshole or a bad person or something. No, you're not. No, you're not. You are perfectly fine giving that loving energy to the people who reciprocate that to you, you know? And I advise all of y'all, for anybody who done gave out some energy and they ain't get that back in the way that they like, call that shit back. Call all your energy back. You feel me? Call it all back and reclaim it. And don't give it to motherfuckers who don't deserve it no more. Now, hold on. The day is split up into 24 hours, which is paired off into 12 zodiac signs. All right. So as you go through the day, you're dealing with the 12 powers, you feel me, that are functioning through our universe that we can experience physically in some way. You know what I mean? It's the same thing. And that's just like a representation in like a time sense, you know what I'm saying, off of like Roman calendar shit, you know what I mean, off of the zodiac. But it's also a representation right now, focusing on the right now is also a representation of the real you, okay? Because the only thing that really exists is you. You understand? And not in this way that you might be thinking of, like, you know what I'm saying, Thomas or Kente, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not the real you. I'm just saying random names and shit. That's not the real you. You know, but it is the you that you get to use to move around and play this game of life. You know, this beautiful journey of this thing we call life. Okay. And, I think I was talking about how be careful who you share that energy with, okay? And not just careful, but be aware, be not just cautious in like a scared way, but purposely share that energy that you know is in you with people, with others who carry that in some way, who have their light and it's shining, you know? Because even though motherfuckers might be, you know, around, that don't necessarily mean they deserve it. But also learning how to function, okay? You gotta learn how to put up force fields. You gotta figure that shit out, man, cause check it out. Like, you are functioning on several worlds at once, you know? And until you become aware of that and start to access and apply it, then it's just happening. And it don't got nothing to do with you for real besides everything, you know? But point being, you control the world around you, you know what I'm saying, with your thoughts. And it's so crazy because it's really that, you know? They call it, you've heard of it, it's called manifestation. You know, manifest. But where they trick us, where they trip people up at is getting them to think you can just think about something and then you're going to see that. That's not how it works, you know what I'm saying? At least not until you have really tuned in and aligned with yourself, your true self, your higher self, you know what I'm saying, your oversoul, whatever you want to call it. So you done aligned your chakras and open your third eye, you feel me? Like, you do that, you gotta, all these things that you might have heard about, all this stuff, you know what I'm saying, we talking about, is kind of describing the same thing, you know what I'm saying, gaining light. It's describing gaining light, enlightenment, you know what I'm saying? And it's all like a part of the journey. It's all part of the journey. And what's crazy is the shit don't really stop, you know? Like I was talking to my granddad today and he was saying how his dad used to, like he was saying how his dad used to say something to him like, man, so sometimes I wish the world would just stop spinning for a day, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Wish the world would stop spinning for a day just so I could like catch my breath or something like that, you know? And that was just crazy to hear, cause for one, the world never gonna stop spinning, you know what I'm saying, till this bitch blow up, if that's what's gonna happen based on what they tell us. And or you die, you feel me? The world stops spinning or shit, you die. And that's it. And you ain't worried about the spinning of the earth no more. You know, if it is even doing that, who knows, right? But yeah, man, like you gotta take advantage of your life, of every moment, every passing moment. Don't just be, you feel me, one of these ones walking around zombie mind, NPC, you ain't really, you know what I'm saying, got no soul in there, acting like no, caught up in all the wrong shit, all the old habits. Move on. Okay, if something ain't serving you no more, what are you doing? Like, what is you doing dealing with some shit that ain't serving you, you know? Now, if you're in a situation where you feel like it's a little out of your control, craziest part is not out your control. It's not out your control. You can do it. You just need a plan, okay? And when you plan, okay, you gotta go with what you can affect or begin to affect immediately with very clear results, you know? Because this is where people get stuck. They see something and then they like, I want that. And it kind of just stops there. They say, I'm gonna go hard for that. I'm gonna hustle. By the end of the day, they done forgot about the shit, you know? They ain't even think about it the same way they was in that moment. And now that feeling, that energy, that magic is lost, okay? And not just physically, because when we talk about things, taking advantage of things, we talking about all levels, okay? We talking about the mental level, the astral level. We talking about the physical as well. You know, the ethers, the past these dimensions that we speak of, that we may be able to reference in some way. Take it all the way there and plan the best thing for yourself, you know, and then apply that shit. Get you some tools, get you some shit that work for you, and apply it. Continue to work through and see what works best for you. What's good, y'all? In a second. We still getting at it, man. Listen, I want to talk to y'all today. First of all, let's take a moment and breathe, y'all. Okay. That's a way to vitalize yourself instantly. Just take a moment and be mindful and breathe. The technique I use right here is called box breathing. What you do is you breathe in for 4 seconds, you hold it, and then you breathe out for 4 seconds. You repeat the process, but each time you breathe out, you double it until you reach 32 seconds. Incorporate more of those, you know, like different exercises and stuff, just to keep us in a state of wellness. You understand? Yeah, so one thing I wanted to talk to y'all about is deciding the tone of your day. Okay, deciding what your day is gonna be, regardless of what they might try to tell you it need to be, or what the environment may try to dictate to you. You know. Okay, so the key to this, how do you decide? You know what I'm saying? What your day is gonna be? Well, the key is, for one, deciding for yourself, and also not being reactive, meaning not letting outside things influence what you really got going on internally. Okay, so don't be reactive. You can't be reactive. Okay, you can't react. You have to respond. Respond with the real you, with your higher self. The key here, you know what I'm saying, is you do not be reactive, right? You decide the tone of your day the moment you wake up, and you radiate that to your environment. Okay? Don't let the environment, the surroundings, impose their energy upon you. You know, this could be people, situations, things you coming across. Like, for example, you know what I mean? Being aware, being in a state of awareness allows you to respond, not react accordingly, you know, and allows you to sort of direct the energy. This is the true meaning of the term, go with the flow. You don't just go with whatever is happening, but in a way you do, though, move through, you know what I'm saying, those things. It's like the turtle in that Finding Nemo movie. Like, you just with the current, man. You just with the current. You know, like on the way here, for example, on the way here, I saw somebody struggling, you know what I mean? I'm driving, I'm on the road, and in my rear view, I noticed the car behind me. I could see the person like yelling and all kind of, you know what I'm saying? And what made me even look back there really was the way the car was swerving. It got to swerving like behind me at a red light. It kind of pulled up real close. I'm like, yo, to the point where low key they almost hit me. Low key, it was so close, but I'm trying to get to work. I ain't stressed. I ain't letting stuff like that, you feel me, get me out of body. But a part of me was like, yo, they tweaking. Like, they tweaking hard. I could tell just off of that quick, you know what I'm saying, that quick glance up into the rear view. I was able to see, yo, hold on. Whatever they got going on, that's not gonna be good for them. Hopefully they can have a better day, or change the trajectory of what they on. Cause just I caught a glimpse of their face, and caught, you know what I'm saying, them yelling or whatever they was doing, whatever I could see in the rear view. Man, we keep driving, no cap. This is no cap. 60 seconds later, you know what I'm saying, same road, same car behind me. Boom, I'm driving past it. We driving past this little car impound place or something. It's a car trying to back out. As soon as I pass, the car start backing out into the road. You know what I'm saying? And like the car behind me, I just hear car crash. It just happened. It just happened. And I'm sitting there like, yo, that could have been me. Like I had peeped. She was already kind of tweaking or whatever was doing with the car. I had already peeped. I felt the energy. I seen it. I responded accordingly. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of me, you know what I'm saying, a lower part of me almost wants to, like, you know what I'm saying, be petty back. There's some kind of human urge to, damn, motherfucker, you gonna almost hit my car? Well, now we finna drive extra careful. You know what I'm saying? Everybody driving careful. But I consciously chose not to do that. You know why? Because when you live in a state of awareness, when you become aware of yourself and the different funny things your childish mind, human mind will do, you can check it. You can put it in check and move accordingly. You ain't gotta succumb to the lower shit. You know what I mean? So I consciously chose to, no, I'm not gonna do that because that's not what I really want to do. That's not what I was doing, and that's not what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna keep on doing what I was doing. Driving safe, you know what I'm saying? Paying attention. Be aware. That's it. Just continue to do that. And as I did that, look at the timing on shit, right? Because it's crazy because I'm talking about the car right behind me. You feel me? Soon as I pass this car that end up pulling out, they pull out. Why did they wait? Why they wait for me? There was a little gap between me and the car ahead of me. They could have pulled out, and that could have been me that hit them on accident damn near. But I had seen them. I had peeped the car already. I know it's always cars coming out right here trying to do some weird shit, you know? So I'm already kind of, you know, moving to the middle lane, the turn lane a little bit because I'm knowing already. The car behind me, maybe they was distracted. I hope they okay. You know what I'm saying? I hope everybody all right in that, but that's what can happen. You know, when you just moving through emotions of anger and just being affected and totally weighed down by the world, you know? Yeah, that's just how the shit could go, you know? So instead of that, you choose for yourself. You set the trajectory for your day, all right? Where you headed today, what you working on. From the moment you wake up, man, you should be having methods. You should be having, you know what I'm saying, ways to energize yourself. Like that one we did, I don't know if I'm gonna put that in this video or make a reel, but the breathwork exercise, the box breathing, you know what I'm saying? Read Hindu science, the Yogi Science of Breath. Yogi Science of Breath. Read that book. That's a great, masterful book on information regarding techniques and ways to, you know what I'm saying, allow the blood flow, the energy to flow. You dig the Hindu science, or the Yogi Science of Breath. I think that's what it's called. I keep wanting to say Hindu. Maybe it's Hindu Yogi Science of Breath. Yeah, that's a fire book. Actually, they got that audio book on YouTube too. Cause you know, I love to read. I'll tap in with audio books too. You know, however you could get the information. And it's important to get that, you know. It's important depending on what you plan as well. You know, like everything not for everybody, you know. So if you somebody who is working on moving past human understanding and that's it, this the channel, you in the right spot, you know. And if you're not, that's okay. That's okay. You could move on, or shit, you welcome to, you know what I'm saying, grow your understanding. But however it go, you know what I'm saying, that's what we're doing here, is becoming aware of what's going on, staying aware, and ultimately, what the hell they got going on? I mean, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, just doing the best you can for you, because that's all any of us is doing. So some more things I want to talk about. Oh yeah, so don't be reactive. Decide the tone of your day, okay? The moment you wake up, you radiate that out into your environment. So even if you're going into a negative place, well, fuck it, you about to be the positive force within this spot, you know? And it's crazy because, that's crazy actually, because that level of understanding and being able to accept that is really what changes the frequency for most people, you know? that, if you can accept that responsibility, that accountability, you know what I'm saying, that level of power, that is what will shift things for you for sure. That's the trigger, you know what I'm saying? Being able to be yourself no matter what, being able to be the real you, your highest self, the highest you, the realest you there is, you know? It's actually crazy because this is just a part of life that you can deal with, you know, or not. And most of us don't. Also, we was taught not to. So, I mean, why would we? It's scary, you know? It's scary, it hurt. You're dealing with pain, with all the trauma in your life and shit. With all of those things in that one moment of trying to be the best you are overcoming all of your lower nature, you know? All of the times you don't ever did something where you like, man, I don't like that, or something you might not be proud of. Being your highest self, you know, allows you, for one, to forgive that old version of you and to move forward and grow and be something actually better. Not just to say it, not just to act like you a good person, but to actually be that, you know, and not just in a human sense. Shit, you know. Because you see, the way we was taught is just so throwed, because we weren't taught at all. All we were was, you know what I'm saying, conditioned with lies and more lies and some more lies. Like, it don't stop, family, you know. That's why it's important to do what we're doing now, you know what I'm saying? Bring things to everyone's attention, bring it to the attention, bring it to light, and we're gonna speak on what's going on, you know, because that's just what I'm feeling called to do. Yeah, it's been a while too that, like, I've had lots of thoughts about things or considered different elements of life in different ways, and then just don't really say nothing about it, you know, just kind of keep it for myself, and that's cool, because that's a necessary and vital part of the transformation. You gotta internalize the shit, you know, you gotta know who you are. That's the knowledge of self, man. Like, find out who you are, what you really are to yourself, though. Don't let no motherfucker just tell you, you know what I'm saying, tell you who you is or what you are or what something's supposed to be, because that's just another repeat of the same shit you've been dealing with your whole life, you know? It's just somebody telling you, this is what's right, this is what's right. You can't figure something out on your own. You need somebody to break it down to you and to explain it to you, because they have the scholarship and the da-da-da and XYZ, and they went to college, or they did this, and they white, or they, you know, they the government, so XY. All of these things that we was taught was to put us in a space where we are more easily controlled. That's it, you know? And when we talk about this shit, it's important to understand who I'm speaking to. Like, so y'all know, anybody watching this, who I'm talking to, this ain't just for everybody. This is only for those doing the work, okay? And if you know how I say, what I mean by do the work, then you in the right spot. You know, this what we doing, you know? I also am speaking on certain things because even though the work is being done and, you know what I'm saying, you growing and you adding to yourself, shit, we still human. You know, you still in a human body, so the type of things you're going to deal with is very similar, you know what I'm saying, for those who may not even be awakened, or whatever you want to call it, you know? So it's cool because you got to find a balance of things. You got to find a balance, you know? You find out what worked for you and you apply that, okay? You apply that every day, you know? And anytime you can't, don't judge yourself. That's not to say do not use accountability. We are never removing accountability, but the feeling of judgment, feeling like you're not enough, not good enough, you know what I'm saying, putting yourself down in some aspect perhaps. Those are the things I'm speaking of. Remove that, because that's the cancer. That's the real cancer. You get to understand that once you start to see how powerful your mind truly is, and your mind is the most potent, powerful, purest, you know what I'm saying, polarizing. I got P's today. It's all of those. You know what I'm saying? It's the most potent thing in the universe. Is your real mind, not your brain. Okay? Your brain is a vital organ that sends signals and conducts signals. You know what I'm saying? But really, that's the heart. okay? Even with the way they taught us about the brain and break it all down, the right, the hemisphere, your God brain, the left hemisphere, your scientific, mathematical, logical brain, and like even the way they taught us that, flawed. Real, true thought comes from the heart, okay? And there's a whole nother second real brain, basically a network of nerves that conduct everything, and that is got hit by that car. People tweaking today. I just seen somebody, she's walking, not looking where she's going, and this car backing out, not looking, boom, almost just got hit again. Hey, it's crazy though, because you get to see things for real, like in real time. Like, the more aware you become of shit, like the more experiences you start to see that, like, maybe it's almost like wow, or kind of captivating, but really it's just your higher self showing you like, no, you're on the right path. Because synchronicities, things that show up after you've been focused on it, or you done gave it some energy, things that show up physically after that, called synchronicities, are a sign that you are on the right path, okay? That you're doing the right thing, basically. Hold on, I had to run it back, because last time I tried to record a long video, or longer than like 6 minutes, the file corrupted, so I had to make sure it was recording all that. What was I saying? I think basically this is a dream, what you're seeing right here, okay? We was taught this was reality, and this was as far as we could go, that this was the ultimate existence, and then there's heaven. After you do your best job here on earth, then you make it to heaven. The select few of the righteous who, that condition. Like, that's not it. That's not what's going on at all, okay? It's actually one of the most perverse lies, and strong and effective and powerful lies that have ever been spread through humanity, okay? Okay. Understanding what reality is important. It's the most important thing, because it's all there is, And when I start breaking down Kabbalah and, different systems, different mystical systems, esoteric things like that, we're going to get deeper and deeper into that. Right now, I'm really just trying to lay a groundwork so y'all kind of know, what's going on over here. That's the main thing. But yeah, this dream that you're seeing, this part of it, this life is the dream. The real life is when you're dreaming, That shit is closer to the real you. When you sleep, that's when you get to live that experience that you have after now you sleep. Unconsciousness, your unconscious, that is the real you. That's closer to the truest you, And what do these things mean? Do that mean like, parts of how a human feels, or, is it breaking up maybe a different part of your personality, like someone with multiple personality disorder, things like that? That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. That's just more human understanding of a concept. You have to free yourself from the human limiting thinking, okay? You have to begin to understand your universal self and how you are everything around you and how you affect everything around you, okay? You have the total power that you wish you had. You just haven't accepted it, pretty much, So, for everybody who has ever seen something in their life that they wish was different, and it just don't make no sense to them, they just can't make sense of it. Why would we do this to each other? Violence in the community. You want to talk about that? People being sick, getting sick, and now it's to the point where choosing sickness, choosing that, because the information is out there. How many years ago Dr. Sebi go viral, where everybody then was starting to feel like people know about Sebi now, not saying everybody, but versus like 2013 when nobody really know. People knew, it was out there. He had Ben Hill, Left Eye, and Mike and all that, but, and then how many teachers have come since then, Yaki, shout out, and just how many teachers have shown us, Dr. Lila Africa, Read Nutricide, Dr. Africa, like, come on, man, this information been out there, but we choosing sickness. You choosing to live a way that you know benefits you in no way. Actually breaks your body down physically. Which I mean, we all gotta die one day, right? So live your life. I'm just saying, there are choices you make. There's time and a place for everything. And understanding what place and what time you are in is vital to your expansion, to your growth, okay? And that's what we're doing here. We're growing. All right, you're not just on earth just to be on earth and live a good human life and go to heaven. That's not what you're doing here. And if it is what you're doing here, congratulations. I don't have nothing against you. I don't have nothing to say to you either. Just keep doing what you're doing. But for those of us who understand, for everybody who understands that we have been propagated, manipulated, you know what I'm saying, in a system of control where our so-called oppressors or enemies, you know what I'm saying, are doing this out of a fear and ignorance, really, and twisted knowledge. You know what I'm saying? For those of us who understand what's going on in the physical aspect and understand they have to move past that you have to move past that, and really you are the only one who can evolve past that, then we're going to do the work. For everybody here, you know what I'm saying, who's locked in on that regard, that's what we're doing, man, every day. Because the shit don't stop, and you got to begin to understand your environment too. Not just tell yourself things in your head, you know what I'm saying, that sound good and manifest it to the best way, nigga. That's not what we doing. Like, you got to understand the earth, wind, air, fire, become the avatar, motherfucker. Like, that's my advice. Become the avatar, because you are that. You have to accept the knowledge for real, You got to learn about the world around you and how it plays a role in the development of you, okay? But ultimately how you decide what is developing, what is growing, and what is coming from you, you know what I'm saying, is the purest thing in the universe. I should say the most powerful and potent thing in the universe, because everything you put out come right back to you. Everything you put out come right back to you. So what you're putting out should be something, in theory, right, that you'll enjoy getting back, but not just enjoy. What about something that will help you evolve and become your higher self, Because that's what being reactive is like responding out of your lowest animal response. You're responding out of a low animal self, your animal mind. This is kind of what Jung talks about, in a way. One of the 4 archetypes, you know what I'm saying? Like the animal, the lowest self, And this is the one that protects you. A lot of the time, this is the one when something ain't right, when a motherfucker, tripping with something going on, who finna check this shit, That motherfucker inside of you that know how to turn up, okay? And this is a result of stimuli, okay? And when the stimuli is pain, fear, and ignorance, well, your response from that stimuli is going to be something to deal with that, to protect yourself, And they flood us with that shit. They flood us with fear, ignorance, and all that other shit. Then sickness, and try to do as much as they can to keep us distracted. Y'all hear me talk about this shit, distraction? It's because that's their whole plan. Like, the best these motherfuckers could come up with. I mean, and what can they really do? It's funny, but we still in this situation, so clearly it's working, Yeah, that's the real funny part. Like, but still though, you gotta peep. You gotta peep what they own. The most elaborate shit they could come up with was distraction. They just keep throwing out distractions, nigga. To keep you not in a state of aware, to keep you unaware, and keep feeding them. That's why the video I got about vampire energy is one of the first ones I made, because these people thrive off of that. Fuck getting some sunlight and, along with their morning coffee and all that shit, boom, and all Starbucks and everything. Let me vampire a nigga. This is how people live. Whether they are practicing magicians of that shit or unconsciously just absorbing the energy because that's how they feed us through negative energy. All these people are associated with higher entities, you know what I'm saying, that really are subordinate to the melanin, to us. You know? That's why you see shit in movies that's demonic and all this shit. Everything you done ever seen, evil, demonic, da-da-da, you know what I'm saying, represented in all these different things are just your ancient symbols. It's just your ancient language twisted up and presented to you in a way, you who is so far removed, which you're really not that far removed from, you know what I'm saying, our greatest selves and shit like that. It's just our ancient symbols being presented to us in a way to keep us from looking at it. How do you keep people from looking at this shit? First of all, program them with a religion. You know what I'm saying? Program their mind to think that something exists that is bad, something exists outside of themselves. And then teach them to fear it. You know, teach them to be afraid, teach them to live through that fear, to let that fear control their life. You know what I'm saying? And this is reinforced in many ways. This is reinforced in many ways throughout time, through our life, you know. Police killings, you know, seeing white people feeling like you inferior to a white motherfucker growing up because you see it. I mean, come on, we've all seen the shit. Like, it ain't, you feel me? It ain't a question no more. If racism is still around, racism been a thing. It's a part of the building of America, like that, of America, the corporation, I should say. You know what I'm saying? Because Americanus, like, you know what I'm saying, been around, but we ain't talking about that right now. I'm just saying, the current situation we find ourselves in, you know what I'm saying, has its roots in, you know what I'm saying, deception. Deception of this thing we call a government. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Actually, they do, but the most they have with what's going on is the puppets. You the face of some shit, you know? And if you dig into it, you will find out what's actually going on, what shit is getting passed, blah, blah, blah. Like, they just passed I just seen Trump pass the fucking, what is that shit, like a national sovereign? You a foreign sovereign? You know what I'm saying? Some funding set aside for some shit like that. Y'all know how much money that could bring in? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the thing. This ain't a political channel. This is just a speak my mind channel. You know what I'm saying? My true mind. Yeah, with the Trump shit, like, bro, y'all gotta start looking at it like past the human shit. Okay? Cause things affect you in different ways depending on where you at in life. You know what I'm saying? If you own a house, you paying bills, you know what I'm saying? You paying into your 401k and different things. Politics definitely affect you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Certain things affect you. If you a nigga selling weed, you blah, 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 you done figured out whatever XYZ to live and you're not exactly dependent on the system, what do this shit got to do with you, you know? So take it all with a grain of salt, whatever, a spoon of sugar. But you get what I'm saying, though, is things are not what they appear on the surface, okay? And this could work out in your favor or not in your favor. It could go all kind of ways, you know? But it's really like, what is going to be the end result of things, you're able to tell if you just pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Because the crazy part about all this is most, if not everything what's going on, you know what I'm saying, if it is indeed planned by some entities on Earth or shit, this shit is all corresponding with zodiacal, astrological calendars. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything playing out is some kind of geometric reference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Some numerological reference. And that's all these people do, is just play this game and repeat, you know, to make you think they have some kind of false power. But what power can really exist, you know what I'm saying, when a motherfucker is doing everything to stop somebody else from even, not from even using their power, from even realizing they have it, you know? Like, that's just so crazy to me, because how do you, for so long, too, just be, like, in the dark, you know? And that's what they do to people. Like, you be wondering about all this shit, like, what they call it, mental illness and all this shit. They throw in more and more and more shit to try to tell you the same shit Christianity taught you, is that you are wretched and you need something outside of yourself to save you. You know, I need these pills, I need these da-da-da-da. And mind you, medicine got its uses. You know what I'm saying? Medicine got its uses, but anything you can do with pharma, you could do with herbs and shit. Anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we be hearing the richest people and entertainers and da-da-da, when they get really fucked up, what do they try? Holistic. And what happens? They be better. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, the tools and everything we need, you know what I'm saying, is right before us. It's all here. It's all right here in our hands. It's just what you want to do with it. What you gonna do with it, for real, you know? Because we right here on the precipice of a time where you're entering a world you've never been in. Like, it's a new world. We've been hearing about the new world order and such for now. Well, it's right now. It's now, like, and within, by the time 2030 here, it's gonna be a whole new world. You know what I'm saying? Like, by the time 10 years, 2035, shit finna be so different paces. Think about the kids that's being born now, how they finna be, you know? Because these are the times that we at now. It's actually wild to see, you know, but once you understand that we leaving the age of Kali Yuga and entering, I think the Kali Yuga and entering the golden age, the Sati Yuga, I believe. Like, you can start to see, you know, people, because see, even though people are becoming more awake and stuff like that, are coming to some kind of consciousness, in general, the masses are always going to remain ignorant. So you never going to just see, you know, in droves, people that, like, the majority is never going to be so-called woke or, you know what I'm saying, conscious for real. But what you can have is consciousness raising. And as that comes and as more people step forward and live in their consciousness, like we was talking about at the beginning of the video, you gotta live in your truth. You know, live in your truth. As we do that, the light grows. The light grows. The black light grows, you know. The real light, the light inside of you, the black sun, it grows, you know. And not only is it growing, what it's really doing, what's really happening is magnetics, you know. We are drawn to each other. We're drawn to each other through all these actions, you know what I'm saying? Trying to pull us apart. And what do opposites do? Attract, you know. It's part of the challenge. You know what I mean? It's part of the challenge of this life. You know what I'm saying? It's overcoming shit day to day. Because the whole goal is to keep your ass trapped, you know. But don't let them do that shit, you know, because it's a lot of people living in the past and just different ways where you're not aware of the right now, which is the only place that will ever exist is right now. The only time that exists, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm about to get in here, go to work, but before that, just something else, you know what I'm saying, y'all could think about. Definitely let it marinate. So we was talking about how the brain dreams 24 hours a day, right? The difference is that when the brain is awake, there is a material frame that makes us perceive things in a linear way. In the book, he speaks on this in the book, The Four Agreements, you know what I'm saying? Check that book out, Fire Breakdown. That's part of the issue of our struggle here, you know what I mean? Is because we look at it like, you know, well, how is this the, you know, the fake part? It's because you can't contain certain things. Certain things are beyond human rationale and thought, you know. So the fact that we living out this whole physical, you know what I mean? We got this whole physical thing going on. This let us know, oh shit, this is the lowest level. Yep, we back. Seizure warning. Bet my light be tweaking. I gotta fix that. But we back, y'all. It's another day completed. You feel me? And it's wild cause like, you know, like how we was talking about with, you know, certain things, certain energies you come in contact with, you know, but then moving accordingly, moving how you need to, it could prevent a lot of, you know, unnecessary damage and burdens from coming your way to where it make contact, you know, like with the car crash and stuff. That's what I was talking about, you know, with the car crash and stuff. It's crazy because I saw some more of that, you know, and it's almost like once you start to take note of these things and become aware fully, you know, of what you're seeing, it really starts to be like, you know what I mean, like the universe talking to you or something, you know? You really start to kind of see it for what it is. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, man. Shout out to my coworker too, who was like, she wasn't even venting, she had just walked in. And I seen she had changed into her workout gear, so I was like, oh, if you looking for everybody, they just went in the weight room, you know. And then she's like, I know, da-da-da, like just sounded sad and shit, you feel me? And it's like, sometimes in work environments, man, that's what you're gonna deal with. It's like people, you know, and they dealing with life. It ain't even that they a negative person or something. It's just that they're overcome by that shit, you know, most of the time. I will say most of the time, cause clearly there's some negative motherfuckers out there. But anyway, you feel me? I wasn't exactly trying to inspire her or tell her, you know what I'm saying, what she need to do. But I did say, I was like, but you just changed into them clothes though, and you finna get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. That's all that matter, you know. And then she started to vent. She opened up a little bit. She was like, you know, sometimes my mind just takes over, you know what I'm saying, and my emotions, and it just takes me over, you know what I'm saying? And she didn't want to say it, but that's depression or just stress and fatigue, you know. It don't gotta be the whatever most extreme, but that's what she was describing, you know. And I just took a moment and was like, hey, that's a part of life though, you know what I'm saying? And you fighting back, I see you though. That's, you know what I'm saying, keep doing you type shit. You know. You know what she did? She got straight to it. You know. And that's just life, man. So after, you know, talking to her briefly, I kind of just thought like, you know, that's how easy it can go. Like, how hard is it for you to be feeling, you know, stressed, or, you know, you be here, but now it's here. It's too much. You know, it's too much. It don't take much for a lot of people, for a lot of us too. You know, it might have been way worse in childhood or when you was a lot younger, you know what I'm saying? So maybe you feel you've worked through a lot of those things. But it's crazy because you can be blind to yourself. You know, you can really be blind to yourself and what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? And that shit dangerous. That shit dangerous, man. You always got to take time to take stock, take inventory on yourself, you know, because so many of us want to help others and do things to create a better world, to make the difference, to be the difference, you know. But how you gonna help somebody if, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm gonna say? Yeah, on God. Like, you gotta be right first. You gotta be straight. You know, you gotta make sure that you got what you need. And if you don't, how you gonna help anybody? You know, you can't even help yourself. And that's the key. That's key number one, is get yourself straight. Get yourself to where you need to be to function, because that is a big part of all of this, you know. It's the only part, really. It's the only part. Shit. You know what I'm saying? So once again, man, lighthouse, big lighthouse, the L, the H, you feel me? We some stars. We all some stars. Every nigga a star. You know what I'm saying? There's some white people that stars too. You know, that melanin in there. Some. That's another thing for another video. We're gonna talk about that. About how reincarnation, basically, and how some of us have came back. Some niggas have reincarnated as a white person because that was the only way the information was gonna reach us, you know? You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got nothing against white motherfuckers. Like, some of them motherfuckers is black in the spirit, you know? And it's cool, but that's why you take accountability for what you're responsible for, and that way it make it that much clearer to be able to see what people is on for real. You can see intentions. You start to be able to see through a lot of the bullshit that, you know, we was programmed with. You know what I mean? That's it, y'all. That's it for today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay focused, man. Y'all stay focused. We'll tap in soon. Lighthouse.
Live that dream. Wonder if she know that nigga that she drinking gon' bring that sass on her. She sing, blowing all of that stink. Put a nigga back in the amateur leagues. I'm living a lie, like your life was the truth of mine. Have a coke and a smile, your soul in a nine. Wow, the whole world ended. The whole world ended. Now tell that lie to her eyes. All of your thoughts telling you, forget that tribe. Tell them that they love you, but forget that job. I'm not with that hype. Talking to yourself at night, or cry yourself to sleep under them sheets. Am I right? I know. Not sleeping, just keeping her eyes closed. Keep her eyes low to avoid the confliction of a troubled mind. I don't mind as long as it rides slow. And it's about 2:11 at night, so finna slide out in the midst of this blue sun. Couple green eggs look like they getting blue, huh? Wanna wake up, but this sleep ain't got me. My reality, all I see is these dreams and things. Nightmares, there was no such thing, unless you're looking at our history. In other words, another story of a high and ball. Never we must, each other we trusted, yeah.